Okay, we are all systems go. Thank you everyone for your patience. As we did sort out those issues, we were able to diagnose the problem, and we're all up and running fully with full internet, so we can go ahead and live stream to our fullest potential. Welcome everyone to the stream. Hope you've all been great. Let's get right into this Crypto Empire live stream with our crypto market overview, and shout out to everyone in the live chat. We got Dre, we got Manny, we got Christian. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here nice and early. We got D'Angelo saying, being greedy when others have been fearful is what I love, reaping the rewards from buying the dips, and what a time it is to be alive. Yeah, the market's pumping. Again, the sentiment on crypto Twitter, we have a good meme to illustrate this. All right, crypto Twitter flipped bullish again. Just as I've been saying, the sentiment flips like a light switch. And as soon as the 89K level was hit and prices started to rebound, people immediately went from maximum fear, saying that the cycle was over, Bitcoin topped out, to now we're going to get a crazy altcoin season. Now, myself, being that my messaging has remained consistent and I've remained bullish this entire time, it's simply comical to observe. But anyways, yes, being greedy when others have been fearful is a very rewarding strategy, especially in times like this where Trump is literally going to get inaugurated in 5 days' time. Imagine being bearish before Trump takes the White House. Crazy. Anyways, shout out to Matt1. We'll look at Vert AI in a little bit. And we also got Tarad asking about Ziri, bro. We'll look at that in a moment. Monk says, let's go, appreciate your alpha. Also, the TA is OP as in overpowered. I appreciate that, Monk. Shout out to Second Tim 32. Shout out to Cullen B. Bob's my uncle. What's going on, Bob? We got Doles. We got Armzilla. We got HNG Loose. And also Elvis, VW Motherfucker, Fiat Hater, C Don't Care. What's going on, guys? Smash up that like button. Now let's get this live stream started. All right, so BTC, $99,850, Ethereum, $3,400, Solana back over 200, currently $204.66. Let's go look at Bitcoin to start off our live stream here. So Bitcoin on the 12-hour time frame. Well, lo and behold, where did price find its support level? Right here on our orange line that's been on our chart for like, I don't know, a month. And this is the level that we have been saying basically needs to get hit. It got hit. Immediate reaction, a $10,000 swing or a $9,000 swing, 11,000 because it hit 100K today. Anyways, in around 5 days or 5 bars, 2 days and 12 hours on the 12-hour time frame, we have a swing from 89K all the way back up here to 99,000. And again, the sentiment flipped like a light switch back to bullish. So what needs to happen now? One thing must happen. Being that it's January 15th, and we know Trump is getting into office on January 20th, how will we remain bullish going into inauguration week? The one thing that needs to happen is we need to see Bitcoin close above, in my opinion, the level is here. Right here, the bottom of our red zone, 98,000 on the weekly time frame. We close above 98K on the weekly, and we are all systems go leading into the inauguration. That would be a weekly close above resistance. Notice how price has really struggled ever since losing 98K over here on the week of Monday, December 16th. Price really has not been able to close above this level, 98K. So what needs to happen here is we must see this current week candle close above $98,000 for Bitcoin in order for us to remain bullish and essentially confirm that we've broken resistance and we are clear to head higher. So that's my interpretation of the Bitcoin chart right now. It's quite simple, and it's utilizing weekly time frame levels, key levels, just like we were able to spot $89,000 well in advance. Now we're saying 98K needs to be closed above on the weekly time frame this week in order for us to push after Trump does get inaugurated. Do I think it will happen? The markets, there's never a certainty in the market. Again, it's always probability based, but I'd say there's a very high probability that Bitcoin does end up closing above $98,000 this week. So I'm bullish. Shouldn't be a surprise. The messaging has remained consistent here on the channel. We have not swayed. We have remained strong and steadfast in our conviction. Now, taking a look at some of these other major charts, such as Ethereum. So ETH ended up bottoming out down here at $2,925, and it swept all of these lows over here from November. We never closed below the daily 200 EMA on the crash on Monday. Swept all the lows, immediate reaction. And you can see we're back to resistance over here at 3,400, 3,450. All in all, Ethereum is continuing to underperform. However, it is definitely setting up for a rally to push above 4,000. Ethereum definitely a major laggard, as it's been all cycle long. And looking at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, well, if we zoom out to the monthly time frame, we have another touch of this very long-standing demand level going back to March of 2021 for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Again, I called bottom essentially saying that this demand zone is going to act as the bottom for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and I do still see that playing out. And when Ethereum rallies versus BTC and takes the lead for a moment of time, that is when we get the altcoin season. That's also going to line up with Bitcoin dominance dropping as well. And there's a lot of people that are still skeptical about the Bitcoin dominance drop. This is the monthly time frame chart still. A lot of people are still skeptical that it's not going to see a drop lower. Well, I have news for you. If you think it's not going to drop and head back here, sub 50%, sub 44%, I disagree with you. I do think we will get a repeat of previous cycles in the sense that we get an hysteria altcoin season for a limited pocket of time. And the way the the Bitcoin dominance chart is looking, it's setting up nicely. And again, I disagree with everyone out there saying that we will not see a Bitcoin dominance drop this time around because it's different. The institutions are buying and they're not going to sell, etc., etc. I think the cycle is going to play out much like it has in previous cycles, and we will see the Bitcoin dominance drop, leading to a crazy altcoin season. So again, we're not swaying from our opinion when it comes to BTC dominance, when it comes to Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Nothing has changed on that front. Now, one important metric, one major thing to look at before Trump gets inaugurated is the dollar index. So let's take a quick look at the dollar before we move on with this live stream. And we'll just stay on the monthly chart. We might drop it down to the weekly and daily here as we go through this. But the dollar has been on a tear since October. As you can see, October, November, December, and now January. It's been 4 green months in a row, heading back up to these high prices from the bear market lows. October, November of 2022, that was up here. Okay, that's when the supply zone got created on the dollar. So a lot of people are scared that crypto is going to be a sell the news event with Trump's inauguration. The real sell the news event is looking like it's actually going to be the DXY, the US dollar. All right. A weaker dollar simply means higher prices for risk on assets, stocks, crypto. We know Trump likes to kind of control the narrative around his performance as president by pumping the markets. It's something we saw during his last 45th presidency, 2016 to 2020. He's very adamant about bullish markets. And he actually, he does actually pump them essentially, right? So anyways, I think the real sell the news is actually going to occur on the dollar and not risk on assets. So what we're looking for the DXY, it would be great if we end up having a long wick here and we close below on the monthly, below this level marked out at 108.7. And if we do end up pushing and touch this supply zone, that's fine too. I just don't see the dollar going much higher at all if it even touches 111, right? Right here at the 109, 110 levels, we're at resistance. We're not quite at this supply zone. Depending on how you draw your zone, some people will like to draw them from wick to wick. So in that case, it would be an elongated supply zone up here. If that's how you like to draw it, so be it. I typically like to go from candle body to the wick high or the wick low if it's a demand zone. Right, so that's why I've drawn it like this on the monthly time frame. All you need to know is that the dollar is strong right now, but I think the real sell the news event is going to be on the dollar when Trump gets in, and that simply means that it's bullish for risk on assets like Bitcoin and like altcoins. So those are our major charts. There's some other really interesting stuff happening at the moment, such as XRP pumping back above $3 with a massive breakout today. Price essentially teleported from $2.50 up to $3 in no time at all today. And these aren't all-time high prices, right? For XRP, the all-time high is around $3.30, $3.40. And that was about 7 years ago. 7 years ago in January of 2018. And after 7 long years, XRP is closing in on that all-time high price. Pretty amazing stuff. And here's a good tweet around the XRP pump right now from this guy, Good Alexander on X. And he's describing how XRP got to where it is. So they don't have a casino bolted on. For example, Solana is a meme coin casino chain, right? That's what's bolstered Solana's success. XRP didn't have that. They kind of do now, but nobody is really trading meme coins on the XRP ledger. So they also did this without smart contracts. They also did this with endless fear, uncertainty, and doubt about how Ripple was going to censor the chain and also lean on the UNL. They didn't do that. And they also got to where they are today, about to make a new all-time high, with Ripple Labs selling tons of XRP over the years now. It contradicts basically every belief people have, and this is very true. Really, XRP, it's defied all odds. Shout out to the XRP army, the delusional holders that held strong and kept on buying when, people were like myself were basically saying like, I'm really not interested in XRP. You guys held strong in your conviction. So you deserve to be rewarded like that. I've always been a proponent of, say, trading XRP, but I've never been a fan of holding it for an investment. But I was proved wrong here, and I'm happy to say I was wrong. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to get them all right, but still really crazy stuff here. And XRP is actually closing in on Ethereum's market cap. Ethereum has a market cap of 410 billion. XRP has a market cap of just around 175 billion. So it still is over 2x higher, Ethereum's market cap. However, it could get interesting here. Although there's a rumor floating around that XRP is going to flip ETH. If that happens, the ultimate top signal for XRP. Ultimate top signal, and I would expect Ethereum to quickly regain its market cap higher than XRP. Because that would mean Ethereum needs to really underperform and basically stay at the current price, and XRP goes up. So again, if that were to happen, just know that that would be a major top signal for XRP if it was to flip Ethereum's market cap. Keep that in mind as things do develop here. But all in all, a very, very impressive move. And now the whole kind of payment sector narrative is taking off with it. Coins like XLM looking to percolate higher here, possibly go for the highs over here at 63 cents and push back up towards $1. There's other payment coins. I think ACH, Alchemy Pay, is pretty slept on when it comes to the payment narrative. Alchemy Pay gave back all of the gains that it put in from November and December, and it's essentially still sitting on this support level from the altcoin bear market of 2024. It came all the way back down, but I think Alchemy Pay, when they launched that layer 1 chain of theirs, it could be a sleeper in the payment narrative sector, but XRP is 100% the leader in the narrative, and the leader is leading the way currently. Anyways, let's take a look here at what's going on with our live chat and get into some stuff. Fiat Hater says he's back. The fires took him away from the lads. Well, I hope you're safe and everything is good, Fiat Hater, even though, I know most of the stuff got destroyed over there. I saw Kawhi Leonard's interview where somebody asked him, is everything okay with your house and the fire and your neighbors? And Kawhi's just like, No, everything got burned to the ground. It's not okay. So yeah, it's a pretty messed up situation over there in California. I give you guys my regards, and hopefully it's really not too bad. Shout out to Adrian Kent as well. Health Goat, just seeing your comment now. Why do you skip over XRP? Literally, I didn't even see that comment, but I still just went over XRP for like 5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, a little impatient there, Health Goat. A little impatient, lad. Anyways, we'll continue on nonetheless. Christian says, do I think that Kadena will have the same success it had in 2021? No, I highly doubt Kadena will have the same levels of success that it had in 2021. It simply pumped at the very end of the bull market. It was quite the interesting phenomenon when Kadena gave its parabolic rally like this. Simple answer, no, I do not think it will repeat something like this. I will be looking into the new proof of work coins. The proof of work coins that it's their first bull market cycle to catch a Kadena-like pump. But I doubt Kadena will give you that. Anyways, let's take a look at Matt One's question from earlier on in the stream asking about Vertical AI, Vert AI, a crypto software as a service project. Now, software as a service, it's definitely a very popular thing when it comes to the AI sector in the crypto market. There's many projects that are kind of building SaaS's, software as a service. Now, Vert AI launched in November, and it's seen a very, very nice run from its launch in November. Around an 88x gain from its lows down here in November. So that's quite an impressive run. Now, this looks like a pretty simple range play here. Okay, so you have your range high. I'll go ahead and mark this down. Here's your range low. So with a chart like this, you always want to buy the discount of the range. And being that we're in a bull market and you're probably bullish on this, Matt, right? So at this point in time, you'd be looking for it to break out above the highs. Quite simple range play. Now, if it does lose the range lows, it will go right to the origin of its pump. And the origin of its pump is down here at 33 cents to 21 cents, it appears. Looks like all of this got reset. There we go. So yeah, I would say if it does lose its range, it would be going down towards 30 cents. But all in all, the chart does look healthy. Range lows were defended, and I'd be looking for it to break the highs. But anyways, while we're on the topic of AI, let's talk about crypto AI. Because crypto AI is obviously the hottest narrative. And there's some coins in the AI narrative that I have been a large proponent of. One of them is for sure Tau. And looking at Tau today, it ended up bottoming out down here around 383, okay? Didn't quite make it down to my little pocket of demand. As you can see, I labeled it here. Oh, whoops. I labeled it here. And this is from $375 down to around $360. We didn't quite make it into there. We just front ran it at 380 with this wick low on Monday, but a good reaction from Tau. And all in all, it's still hovering at its range lows. So what we would like to see is a push back above 500. All right, Tau needs to get back above 500 from here. Once it can close above $500, preferably on the weekly time frame, I'd say it's due for the gap up back up here to the all-time high levels of 777 and to push above that. So for Tau, the first order of business that we need to see is a close above $500, preferably on the weekly. I'll take a 3-day, a daily close, but that will not have the same implications that a weekly candle close on Tau above $500 will have. Now, some other ones, we'll take a quick look at Griffin because that one is on fire, lads. Really a great addition to the portfolio at a critical moment in time. And depending on where you did take an entry, ideally it was below or at around the 20 cent level. That's when we first started talking about it here on the channel. That's when I basically alerted the Crypto Empire Mastermind that I was buying heavily down there around 20 cents. So anyways, from 21 cents, essentially, it's up 168%, which is a major gain in around 18 days. Now, the whole DeFi AI, this brand new sector of AI that was coined last week, DeFi AI, Griffin does appear to be at the top of everyone's list when it comes to the DeFi AI sector of the AI market in crypto. So that's very encouraging to see. And it does align with the thoughts that I had when I had my oh shit moment. I was like, oh shit, this is actually a real project. This is not just some bullshit meme coin on Solana, right? This one's legitimate. That was down here in late December. So I'm glad to see that my realization is now kind of becoming a mainstay in the market. So anyways, Griffin, my idea was that it's a multi-billion-dollar project. Okay, so currently it's at 561 million market cap. And I do see this pushing up into the billions. And it's in price discovery right now. So with that being said, the first target from here would be 750 million market cap. And after that, it would be a 1 billion market cap. So we'll see how it does progress. And if we're going to get a repeat of, say, what would be a good chart to look at for this? We'll look at render. That would be a good one. If we're going to get a repeat here, maybe not actually, being that they delisted it. Okay, so if we're going to get a repeat, say, of what happened in February of 2024 last year, and we go on this kind of vertical rise for around 2 months, leading into March, maybe April, well, I would say Griffin has a very real chance to push into the billions and continue its trajectory. So anyways, do I recommend buying it here? I know many people are actually top blasting, right? They're just buying it because they also see it going to billions. I never condone to ape into parabolic green candles. So yeah, I mean, I don't really recommend buying it here. However, you need to make the decision that's best for yourself if you did miss kind of the lower entry prices. But there's many other coins. Like, of course, I talk about this one because it's one that I built my personal conviction in. But there's many other coins in this new vertical of AI, DeFi AI. Another main one would be Anon. And Anon currently is at $23. This one is also pushing into all-time highs. This is Daniel Sesta's new project that launched over here on the 29th of December. It launched at around $1. It's currently trading at $23.38. This is the other main contender in the DeFi AI sector. Okay, so having exposure, by the way, the guy who made this one is also the guy who made Wonderland Time last cycle. He pops up in bull markets. He's a good developer. You know, he can build things, and he's great at building these Ponzi projects that people love in bull markets. People love to speculate on. And they're bull market things, okay? So these are all bull market things right now. So anyways, Anon is another main leader in the DeFi AI narrative. I don't own any Anon, but being that it is kind of one of the biggest projects in that sector, it would be a disservice to not even mention it. Anyways, I think ALCH is also a positive token. I think ALCH is slept on a lot. And I've always put ALCH in kind of the same contention as Griffin as well, from late December onward. So there's a lot of options out there when it comes to your new AI coins, okay? There's obviously the mainstays that have been around for a while now, such as Tau and Render. And Tau, with dynamic Tau heating up, I've been doing a lot of research into the subnets recently, like a lot of time spent making sure that I'm fully aware of exactly how to utilize this and go about it the best way when it comes to the dynamic Tau launch. And I do think it's going to be really positive for the price of Tau. We'll see what happens, though, as we do get closer to that dynamic Tau launch. But yeah, there's the mainstays that have been around for a while, your TAOs, your renders, even coins like say Cubic, AI Tech, AGI, right? All these ones that have been around for longer than a year now, but there's also the new stuff. And if there's one thing we learned in crypto, when we're trading attention, we can have the best project in the world with the best technology, but if it doesn't get any attention, it's not going to increase in value. And the coins that get the most attention are typically the new coins, okay? So that's why I basically shifted really hard into some of the new stuff, for example, like Blofin. If you're wondering what my mindset and my psychology is behind the move like that, that's kind of it. The new things tend to pump the hardest. Also, when it comes to DeFi AI, Gecko is also technically in this category. They did launch the Gecko terminal. You do need tokens to access it. And the price right now is at $23 million in market cap. It did get bought up over here when it crashed to 10 cents or 10 million on Monday. A nice gain, 130%, as you can see from that low. And still holding this one, and I still think it's a solid pick. We'll see what kind of information the terminal ends up spitting out. Because essentially, AIXBT is the leader in this alpha by AI agents, right? The AI agents that are giving information so that people can trade the markets and speculate and make money. AIXBT is the leader in that sector. There's many other tokens that are similar popping up at significantly lower market caps. Gecko is similar in a sense where it gives its takes on the market. If you access the terminal, you can ask it things, you can have it do things for you. So we'll see if it can replicate even some of the success that AIXBT is having and likely is going to continue to have here, even with all of its criticism, all of the people saying it's the ChatGPT wrapper. It's about to hit $1 billion market cap. Now, $1 billion is going to be that 61.8 Fibonacci extension level. So if you're holding a bag of this, I think $1 billion market cap would be a good place to not sell your entire position. But if you're up multiple X's, that would be a very wise place, in my opinion, to at least take some chips off of the table. And then even coins like Bro as well, which it's very similar to AIXBT on virtuals. So yeah, there's so many options out there nowadays. There's so many coins to choose from, and it can be really easy to feel overwhelmed and not know what to do. Okay, so being able to make decisions in real time is a very important skill to have success in crypto. And if you're struggling with that, many people are, I would recommend to basically find a group of people that are in the journey alongside with you. And the Crypto Empire Mastermind is a great place for that, as you basically get to see my takes and my buys in real time. And look, I've realized at this point that people need to see someone else buying that they kind of say respect for them to buy themselves most of the time, right? They need to hear it from someone else. So if you're on your own out there, I would say, look, I don't even care if you don't join my group. I know my group, the value that it does offer, but I would say to find some kind of community, because it's a psychological thing with human beings at this point that I've realized. Like, they need to see someone else do it in order for them to do it themselves when it comes to risking money in the crypto market. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on now. And Tarad was asking about Ziri, bro. So while we're on the topic of AI agents, let's take a quick look at Ziri, bro. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the live stream so far, be sure to smash the like button. One like goes a very long way, and it helps me out a ton. So please smash up that like button. Now, Ziri, bro, it got listed, I believe it was Binance Perps. Yeah, it got listed on the Binance Perpetuals. And here's the Binance Perpetuals chart. So why does this happen? We went over this on the Monday live stream. Long story short, when a token rises astronomically in value, for example, Ziri, bro, here launched late October. It was at half of a penny, and it ends up pumping to 77 cents. That's a gain of 132x in 2 months. When the price rises this quickly, Small shrimps that we're buying over here in the initial days become whales. Whales become mega whales, right? They become the rulers of the ocean, basically, the megalodons. So when it gets listed on Binance Perps, it allows the people that are up in massive profits to sell their spot positions and also enter leverage shorts to double dip their profit. And that's exactly what happened here on Ziri, bro. I think there's no other explanation for this insane sell-off when you combine it by looking at the Binance Perpetuals chart. I really don't see another explanation out there for why this happened. I think it's a coordinated game, and a lot of money was made on this move down. But anyways, let's answer the question. What is my thoughts on Ziri, bro? I think the founder is a smart guy. I think this token has potential. And this is where, I mean, down here at 22 cents to 25 cents, for sure is where you should have been interested. But even current prices at, say, 31, 32 cents, prices in a demand zone still. It's about to exit. However, my thoughts on Ziri, bro, is I don't think it's going to pull a boat in and head back down to zero. I think that this one is likely going to see a rally, at least back up to, these levels around 60 cents from here, if not a potential breakout into new highs. But don't forget about Ziri, bro's record label. Another one, if you're interested in Ziri, bro, this one as well is basically bottomed out. You'd hope it's bottomed out down here. But yeah, my thoughts on Ziri, bro, I don't own it. However, I think that it does have potential. And let me just get rid of these labels. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it has potential to make a rebound from here. But again, that Binance Perps listing really kind of destroyed the price here in the short term, at least. So Turad, hope that helps. And we got a question from Second Tim 32. He says, not sure this current run will be sustained. Looking overbought. So if you're talking about the immediate short-term run that we're having right now, where Bitcoin went from 89 to 99,000 in the span of just around 2 days, well, again, what we need to see for Bitcoin to sustain this run is a weekly candle close above 98K. Notice over the past 3 weeks how it really has not been able to reclaim that level significantly on the weekly time frame. It's been a very quick jump. But if Bitcoin can sustain, it will need to close above, again, 98K in the weekly, and then I can see a push to new highs. If we lose 98K, then, yeah, I mean, we're probably going back down here into our green demand zone. All right, we got a super chat from Bob's My Uncle. What's going on, Bob? Thank you for the super chat. And he says, I found Blep today. Twitter is insane. Thoughts? Let's take a look at Blep. Blep, the super meme. Let's take a look at the Twitter to see how insane it is. So it's another one of these kind of, it's not like Pepe or Fwog, but it's eerily similar. Okay, so I see where the concept has come from. They're also doing the kind of like animations from all these popular shows, just like Fwog is doing. So immediately my brain thinks of Fwog on Solana when I see this coin. It's a derivative. Now, it's a derivative meme coin. AI super meme. Let's see. Okay, so they even say it's a one-of-a-kind fusion of Brett, Fwog, and Pepe, so I'm glad to see that my initial thoughts line up with the actual team's intention. They say it embodies the chaos, creativity, and charm of the internet's favorite memes, evolving them into a next-generation super meme. So a lot of lingo there. Look, when it comes to this, it's on Base. I like Base a lot. I'm bullish on the Base ecosystem in general. We actually should get into that, because they just listed the original meme coin on Base. Coinbase did. So Blep, My thoughts on it are, as with all meme coins, it's going to be high risk. It is in a buy zone currently. It would be even better if you do see it down here at like an $800,000 market cap for an entry. But certainly this is a base support level that price is currently in. So Bob, if you're bullish on this, you know what to do, right? You want to buy low and sell high. You are pretty low right now. You're not low, but you're pretty low. Low would be down here from like a sub $800,000 market cap. And again, the idea is to buy low and sell high. So that's my thoughts on BLEP, Blep the super meme. Thank you for the super chat, Bob. Big shout out to Manufacturing Contempt, saying to smash the like button and hit subscribe. Thank you for the support, Manufacturing Contempt. And we got another super chat right now from Elvis. Thank you, Elvis, for the super chat. He says, hi, Connor. Thoughts on the Woo chart? Let's take a look at Woo Network. It's been a while since I've looked at the Woo chart. And we'll start on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly, it looks like many other centralized exchange altcoin charts. For example, we'll do a side by side. But because I already showed it in this stream, I see that chart and I literally immediately thought of this. ACH. Very, very similar, where they rallied from the election November 4th into the first week of December. It's literally the same exact thing. And then sold off back down to kind of base support. So thoughts on the Woo chart is it just reset. It gave back all the gains from the election pump. And now we're going to get the inauguration pump ideally. So I would be looking for this 20-cent level going down to 17 cents over here. Let's put this full screen again. I'd be looking for this to hold. Right, we just saw Bitcoin drop to 89,000. We really were at peak fear when it came to the sentiment. There was a lot of talk out there of the cycle ending and Bitcoin topping out. Classic stuff, again, just before Trump gets inaugurated, like very classic, letting your emotions dictate how you play your investing strategy in the market. So anyways, being that we just went from rock bottom peak fear and Woo wick down, swept the low from December, that's probably the worst of it. Although again, if you do see it closer to 17 cents, that's your important support to hold. So thoughts on Woo: flushed out, gave back all gains from November. Like many other centralized exchange charts, I would be looking for it to begin to build up again. And it's all really going to depend on the timing of Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, the dollar. All these things are going to come into play. And the market always moves. When it gets a market-wide breakout, all the coins tend to move in very similar times. It's not always exact where everything pumps at once, but usually if coins like, say, I was going to say Sui, but Sui's been an outlier. When a lot of centralized exchange coins pump, they tend to pump at the same time. So anyways, with this reset, I would be looking for Woo to reclaim 27. That's going to be important, and then push back up to 50. But that was likely the worst of it with the sell-off down to 17.8 cents. But Elvis, hope that helps, and thank you for the super chat. Sticking on the larger time frames, if we just drop it down to a daily, you can see the range that it's currently in. You can see the sweep of the low from Monday. So being that it just deviated the range low, look for it to push to the range high, which is at 25 cents, close to 27 cents at the level we mentioned, and get back above that. Anyways, moving on. Shout out to Annabelle Lee. Thank you for stopping in to say hi. And we got another super chat from Bob's My Uncle. And Bob says, FYI, an Ogie Egg top 5 holder is $5 million ski whale. Interesting stuff. Thank you for the information, Bob. When I type in OKEG, nothing comes up here. But nonetheless, $5 million. Okay, there we go. There we go. OKEG. So a top 5 holder is holding $5 million in ski. Interesting stuff. Now this chart on base doesn't look bad, and we don't have RSI on this deck screener, but it does look like, if I were to guess, that there would be some bullish divergence appearing here on the chart. So yeah, that doesn't look bad. But Ski Mask Dog, on the other hand, is back above a 200 million market cap. And yeah, so there's whales. This one in particular whale is holding 5 mil. There's a lot of big holders in this coin at this point in time, right? Because it rose from 500K to 200 million in market cap. An astronomical rise. So with that being said, I'm bullish on Ski. I think Ski has a real chance to get a Coinbase listing. Speaking of that, Coinbase, as of yesterday evening, they listed Toshi. Toshi is the first meme on the Base network, and it pumped 100% overnight. But anyways, I think Ski Mask Dog has the opportunity to also get listed on Coinbase, and I see it as the top, if not one of the top memes on Base. So yeah, that's good to hear that whales are still holding strong. Real quick, let's look at Toshi. And Toshi, when it got listed, went from, in terms of market cap, it went 236% in 1 hour. Sold off really hard. The insiders, the Coinbase employees that knew it was going to happen, likely were loading up here before the announcement. The coin spikes 200 to 300% in 1 hour. They're going to take that quick trade. So anyways, good news for Toshi. It's going to be interesting to see here if there's demand now from Coinbase users who are on the Coinbase app. Are they going to buy this coin? We're going to find out. But yeah, I mean, it's a very good thing for the Base ecosystem overall that Coinbase decided to reward Toshi for building on Base originally. It's a good sign of what's to come now for other Base meme coins and Base coins in general, because we know that Coinbase is reluctant to list coins like Virtual, for example. And coincidentally enough, it's quite comical, lads. It's quite comical when you're able to spot the levels, how well they play out. And for example, Virtual went directly to this 225 level that was outlined well in advance by myself. And we discussed that in this video here 1 week ago. So anyways, Virtual dropped directly to this support, and it has seen a very nice gain already of around 65%. But anyways, Coinbase has been reluctant to list Base coins. They've been listing coins like Peanut the Squirrel on Solana. But with them listing Toshi, it's just very good news. And some other cat coins on Base also saw positive reactions, such as the Keyboard Cat. Also went over KeyCat in this video 7 days ago. So yeah, KeyCat essentially bottomed out near 25 million on Monday. And it's already seen a gain of 95% to current price from that bottom on Monday. So really big move. And then some other cat coins on Base. There would be coins like Miggles, Mr. Miggles, which, as you can see, also had a positive reaction from this demand zone. And also with the listing of Toshi, it saw an increase of around 67%. So not as much as KeyCat. KeyCat looks to be, I think KeyCat's probably going to run to hundreds of millions, potentially even billions on Base. And then, by the way, this one, Polo, is really not doing so hot. Although there are some other ones in the Virtuals ecosystem that have similar looking charts. So I don't think all hope is lost in this one, but it's definitely underperforming. So yeah, prediction market AI agent play on virtuals. We'll see if it can get adoption. I do think that the fact that it's IP restricted, and if you try to access this, say if you're in the United States without a VPN turned on, it won't let you access the AI agent website. I think that's definitely hurting the price of it. So we'll see if they can sort that out. I understand they're trying to stay regulatory compliant, but I don't actually have the tweet open here. But when Trump gets in, he has stated how he plans to basically stop SEC enforcement on crypto. So maybe that's going to open the door for them not having to IP block people to utilize something like Polo prediction market. Anyways, we got another one from Boz, my uncle. We'll look at that in a second. I want to share with you this about Trump. Bob, we'll look at that super chat in a second. Anyways, this is crazy stuff, guys, and this makes me very happy as a freedom maximalist, someone that really enjoys non-government overreach. So Trump has said that he wants to abolish the IRS, essentially. We'll read this out because it's so epic and it's so, like, it's crazy that this is being discussed. If this happens, guys, I mean, America will once again be the number one country on earth. I know I'm biased. I know I'm American. But if they get rid of the IRS, we got the roaring 20s up until 2030 when who knows what's going to happen. But anyways, he says for far too long, we have relied on taxing our great people using the Internal Revenue Service. Through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. It is time for that to change. I am today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. We will begin charging those that make money off of us with trade, and they will start paying finally their fair share. January 20th, 2025 will be the birth date of the External Revenue Service. Make America great again. On top of all of the stuff that he's discussed around crypto, again, essentially telling the SEC to stop enforcing things with crypto, to stop going after people. Bitcoin strategic reserve, no taxes on American cryptos. That was discussed. We'll see if that happens. But there's some really crazy stuff happening right now. And anyways, yeah, quite bullish stuff going into next Monday, January 20th with the inauguration. Now let's get into Bob's super chat. So Boz, my uncle, thank you for yet another super chat. He says thoughts on AVA, AI, Holo World Currency now as well. So AVA has been a big one in the narrative sector, in the AI narrative sector. And AVA from the dip on Monday went from 16 cents. It 2x'd very quickly. $110% in 2 days, currently sitting near all-time high prices. So thoughts on AVA? Well, it has seen a very astronomical rise very quickly. And for something like this, if I was going to buy a coin like this, I would really need to build like solid conviction and a very solid thesis around the coin. At this point in time, it certainly feels like just chasing after it to buy it now. Again, I already have kind of my newer AI agent, DeFi AI picks right now. Of course, I'm actively looking for new investments, new projects that I think will be the next big one, right? That's what I do here. But anyways, a coin like this now, right? It's already seen a monumental run in a very short amount of time. It's actually not even that much. 15x, you can say, from around Christmas time to current prices. Still a really strong gain in 3 weeks. So anyways, will this one be in contention to run to 500 million, 750, a billion? It's certainly possible with the way it looks right now. At this point, it's just put in a 100% rally in 2 days. So I would be at least waiting for around the 25 cent level if I wanted to be a buyer in something like this. Will this end up competing with all the new tech when it comes to AI and crypto? We'll see. But as of right now, it's definitely seen a positive performance. And again, if I was to be a buyer, I would be looking around 25 cents and not chasing things up here, even though it's at 27, which isn't that big of a deal compared to 25 cents. It would be around a 10% lower. But just going off of technicals, using the previous all-time high as support would be a good thing you want to see in order for this thing to continue higher. But Bob, thank you for the super chat. And we got another super chat. Guys, I know there's so many questions. I know there's a lot of questions in here, and there's definitely a lot of good stuff. I do want to get to all of it. But for now, we're going to continue to address these super chats as they do come in. So we got one from Gagandeep Singh, a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your support. He says, hello, can you please look into Cookie DAO? Can it pull $1 billion market cap after the Binance listing? So Cookie, I got some flack for Cookie on what I said about it in last week's live stream. And essentially, I was talking already about how in general it's very hard for any coin to go and reach these $1 billion market cap levels. And I said it's like for Cookie to do it, it is possible. And Cookie is the leader right now when it comes to data aggregation in the AI agent vertical of the crypto market. Right? Cookie is the go-to source for data alpha, kind of cutting edge insights to see where the trend is shifting next. So Cookie is definitely a useful thing. And you do need Cookie tokens to access their terminal. So the idea behind it is strong in the ecosystem, the use case for the token. If you want access to the data, you want the best stuff, the most up-to-date things, well, you need to basically pay. I think last week it was around $75. It's probably still around $7,500, being that the price hasn't really moved in Cookie tokens, which to some is peanuts, but to other people, $7,500 might be their kind of entire portfolio. Money, again, is always relative. But anyways, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much. However, so that's kind of the use case for the token, you could say, right? So the question here is, can it pull $1 billion market cap after the Binance listing? Well, again, the Binance listings haven't been the most conducive things. For example, here's Cookie, albeit the whole entire market wasn't performing in this time frame. But, they get listed on Binance futures, and it kind of drops and forms a bit of a range here. So these listings, it's interesting how the idea or the sentiment around the listings change as the market changes. Because it wasn't too long ago, Binance listed something like the Nairo CTO coin, and it went from like a 10 million market cap to 900 million and 90x, right? So now the market has changed where Binance lists these coins, but it's not really having much of an effect at all. So anyways, I wouldn't be too concerned about that Binance listing as like a main thesis for this to go to $1 billion. If it's going to go to $1 billion, it's going to be from them essentially continuing to provide cutting edge insights with their data in the cookie.fund terminal. All right. So with that being said, looking at the chart, range low, 37 cents. Range high, 67 cents. Very clear-cut range here in the daily time frame. At this point in time, it has defended these lows really well. It hasn't even swept them. So there's definitely demand down here for this token. Again, people need to buy this in order to access that data aggregation terminal of cookies. So with that being said, it does appear that it wants to break the range, whether it happens directly from here or it revisits the range low and then breaks out. I would be looking for it to push higher. Okay, can it make into a billion? That's a tough question to answer because, again, it's very hard for any token to reach $1 billion market cap. It's a very difficult feat, and oftentimes that $1 billion market cap level does actually end up marking a local top. I'll use the example of Godius Maximus again. As soon as it hit that billion level, it saw its 80% drop. So it's tough to answer the question. It really is. Will it hit $1 billion? I don't know for sure, and I'm basically going to beat around the bush and say I'm not sure. I don't own Cookie. For all the holders, especially people in my group, I hope it does. People watching the live stream right now, members of the Crypto Empire community, by and large, I hope it does continue to increase for all the Cookie holders. And I don't want to FUD anyone's bags. It's a good project. It's got good uses. It provides good insight. Is it worth $1 billion? That's a tough question to answer. My heart kind of tells me no. Although the market is going to do what it wants to do anyway. And I definitely don't have a 100% hit rate. So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it break out above the range and push to $1 and beyond. And the FDV is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the current circulating supply market cap, because the FDV is already $500 million. So yeah, I think this thing could easily 2x to $1.10 and hit a FDV of $1 billion. But an undiluted, we'll see. That's the challenge. And at that point in time, it would be up. It's already up in the past 51 days, 26x. So if this is going to go another, say, 5x plus to $1 billion, you're looking at 125x gains, which I guess isn't too far-fetched. So it's possible. Gagan deep. It is possible. All right, guys, so it looks like we got through many of our super chats today. So I do want to get into many of the awesome questions you guys asked in the regular chat. Don't think I don't see you guys. I do appreciate you all for being here. And it is tough being that we have to skip over a lot of these because I really do enjoy interacting with you guys because you bring a lot of good insight. So I saw a question today about Thorchain. Here it is from Craig. So Craig is asking about Thorchain. He says, Mr. Connor, what is going on with Thorchain Rune? The verdict, please. Is it still a good entry? And good day from Australia as well. So Thorchain Rune. The verdict on this coin. I'm going to remain consistent on my messaging. And my messaging is that I'm not a huge fan of coins that have seen 100x gains in previous cycles. For example, Thorchain in 2021 rallied from 30 cents approximately. We'll grab 39.5 cents to $21. That's a 528x return. And it did that in 196 days. Anyways, so it went 500x last cycle. Now at this point in time, right, all the VCs, they're probably fully vested. They're probably fully out. The token's been widely distributed to the community at this point. Now, can they muster up enough demand to push this thing back to $20 and beyond to new all-time highs? I don't think so. Okay, my verdict on Thorchain is I wouldn't buy this coin. It is technically, if we're going simply off of the chart and off of technical analysis, it is technically in a level of demand. If we're going to draw the demand zone from wick to wick. I prefer to draw mine from body to wick low. In this case, it would look like this on the weekly. But these wick to wick demand zones are 100% still valid. It's just personal preference, really. And I like to kind of hone in on my zones and make them smaller, which gives you less risk if you're actively trading, which is why I do it how I do it. But anyways, on the weekly, we're in this level from the August 5th crash. So this is a level of interest down here for Thorchain. This is a buy zone. However, personally, I'm not a buyer for the reasons I just stated. Again, old cycle coin. Its use case at this point, decentralized, fully private swaps. It is a needed use case in the market. I haven't checked up on Thorchain in a long time. Okay, so I'm not up to date with the project's developments. It's a project I've covered a lot in the past if you search my channel. If you search Thorchain on here. Right, many videos from the last cycle. A full tutorial as well. It's funny, I made this full tutorial video, and then the next day they actually changed up their entire user interface. But anyways, yeah, I'm very familiar with Thorchain. I just haven't necessarily checked up on its recent developments in a while. So I can't speak on it, say in the present tense, on what it's doing. But anyways, my verdict is I'm going to fade it. However, if I was to buy it, it would be down here as close to $3 and below as possible. And Matt1 says, thank you for Griffin. No worries, man. Hopefully you made bank on that. And continue to. Pot spam, my top DeFi AI picks. Well, Griffin for sure. Anon I don't own, but I mean, I know the founder of Anon is great at launching projects and pumping them to absurd valuations in quick times and bull runs. Let's see. Cullen is asking about the Murad meme coins. So yeah, the Murad meme coins are performing really well. We also got a super chat from Crypto LTP5. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. We're going to look at the Murad coins in a second. Let's just address this super chat from Crypto LTP5. He says, I appreciate you/your channel because you're authentic and real. So I ask, is there any case at all in your eyes for a macro bearish outlook here? Well, thank you for the kind words, Crypto LTP5. Now, a case for a macro bearish outlook here. Well, someone like myself, I am biased, as I'm sure you know already. I'm biased to the upside, right? I'm biased bullish at the current moment in time. Now, we can always spin up a case to be bearish, right? There's always kind of something that we can muster up and say, okay, right, we're not looking good, we're bearish. Now, when it comes to the markets overall, right, here you can see the S&P 500. Well, currently, 5 days before the inauguration, this is printing bullish divergence on the daily and I'd assume weekly time frame. All right, so stocks before Trump gets in, they're looking pretty bullish here on the daily. Bitcoin again just gave us that wick down to 89K. A very key level tap there. And it again, we want to see this weekly close above 98,000 to kind of confirm that we go higher here. But Bitcoin in general, it's looking strong. And then one other thing was something we've already addressed is the dollar. And again, I think the sell the news event's actually going to be on the US dollar here. So Crypto LTP5, in my eyes, case for a bearish macro outlook. Personally, no. I don't really see any case for a bearish macro outlook here for a first half of 2025, especially quarter one here. I really don't see much of a case for a bearish macro outlook, especially the way the dollar has been ripping. And, you know, again, maybe it wants to head up to 111 or 112 in this red area before topping out. that would be fine. Okay, I think that would only be short-term pain. But the macro in general, we're looking for a weak dollar when Trump gets in. So with that being said, just to kind of answer the question fully, no, I don't. I do not see a case for a bearish macro outlook. At the current moment in time, with the way stocks are looking, with the way the dollar has been ripping up, with the way Bitcoin's been performing as well. I mean, you guys know if you've been watching the channel, right? We were talking about this green demand zone well ahead of time. It was not a surprise at all to see this move down into it when many people were calling for the top of the market. We're still in this range, and in hindsight, this could end up being distribution with price going lower, but I just don't personally see that happening with everything lined up, especially when it comes to Trump. I don't have any of his kind of things open when it comes to what he plans on doing in crypto. But with everything he's planning on doing, I just don't see the case for a bearish macro outlook. But anyways, thank you for the super chat, sir, and I appreciate your support. James says, do you think we stay strong throughout the inauguration? Again, it's going to depend solely on, no, not solely, but I want to see this weekly candle close above 98K. If that happens, yes, I think we do remain strong. And let's see. Vincent says he likes cookie as well, but out of dough. Good fortunes to those who fill the jar. Yes, sir. I like that, Vincent. Lee J says Thorchain founder JP and the development team have decided to pause the ThorFi savers and lending programs for the next 12 months. The decision was announced on Thursday. Okay, so thank you for letting me know that. Vishal says, brother, which indicator are you using there? I'm not sure which one you were talking about. If it's the one down here, this is just the basic RSI. And Monk is asking about Pippin. So Pippin is one of the new latest kind of AI infrastructure plays on Solana. And it did see a monumental rise recently. So January 1st, New Year's Day, it's at 0.006 cents. It peaked out after going 50x up here to 32 cents. And it's currently undergoing a bit of a pullback. And I saw someone say that, oh yeah, you said as well, it had some FUD with the creator and you bought in the dip. So I have not been active. I don't own this coin. I'm not kind of actively following the developments. So in terms of the FUD with the creator, I can't really speak on that. Their Twitter is just automated tweets from their AI LLM. So anyways, Pippin right now, I can see the thesis for buying around these prices, especially over here at like 14 to 12 cents. What this is basically just a classic bear trap, range low deviation, demand zone right here. Okay, so you deviate support, but there's demand. So basically orders get filled and you push price back up higher. Now, chart doesn't look bad at all, especially after the strong bullish reclaim today. 156 million market cap. I mean, look, it's on Solana, so immediately I know I would need to like dig in thoroughly to see if it's worth it to invest my money into it, right? Similar to what I did with Griffin. Like I really had to check that thing through. I was like, and once I came to the conclusion, I knew I had to go in heavy too, right? It wasn't an asymmetric bet. So anyways, when it comes to something like this, without doing like digging really hard into it, I can't really say whether or not I would recommend it or anything like that. But the technicals look good currently with this range low deviation and reclaim. And it does look like Boz, my uncle, sold Cookie at an average of 58 cents, which is current price. Bought back at 45 and sold at 0.6, and used profits to rotate into Tau. That's interesting, Bob. So you played that super well. I know you were asking me about Cookie from all the way down. It was first starting its run. So I think that's a smart thing, right? Like you catch a really big 10x plus gain on a brand new coin that pops up out of nowhere when that sector is really hot. And you rotate into a mainstay like Tau. That should work out pretty well in my opinion. But I appreciate you sharing with the whole entire crypto empire community your kind of current trades and what you're doing. I think it gives a good idea to many other people out there. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to make their own decisions, but it gives an indication of what other traders are doing. So that's always cool. Anyways, pot spam says, can you do SBR on Solana? So SBR, the Solana one, I don't really give a rat's ass about personally. I bought the one on Ethereum, the SBR on Ethereum, and it's been a while now. Initial entry was around 20 million. It dropped down to 10 million at the bottom. Remained strong in it. And it's currently at 31 million. So yeah, SBR on ETH is the one that I think is going to have a run. Of course, I'm biased. This is the one I own. But anyways, it looks great. It's essentially at its last resistance right now. As you can see, right? This is its range that it's been trading in for a few months since late November. And this is its last resistance before it breaks out and ideally heads back up here into the highs and new all-time highs. The strategic Bitcoin reserve meme coin. Curious though, what's the Solana one looking like? Well, I guess it's not. Is it the strategic? No, it's not. It's Saber Protocol token, SBR. So my bad, completely irrelevant. It looks like they did launch a SBR on Solana about the reserve, but it rug pulled. What a surprise. 25K market cap. Anyways, that's very commonplace in the Solana ecosystem. Now, this one, I really haven't heard of this one before. It's a DEX, a Solana DEX. Don't love it. Right, Jupiter is the main DEX aggregator on Solana. They just gave an airdrop today. I got it, but it was not really significant. Right, like I had 80 in my main. I should say one of my main wallets. I had like 89,000 points, and the cutoff for the next tier was 100,000. So I just missed that. But yeah, I mean, I got like 250 spread out across a lot, 50, 50, and it wasn't significant enough for me to really care. But anyways, SBR on Solana, not a fan. It's another DEX on Sol, and it's been around for a long time as well. I think for DEXs, this is what happens, and this is why I'm bullish on Treble as well. Let's actually go over this because Treble Swap's going to launch in 5 days on January 20th. And I'm sure many of you guys decided to invest in Treble Swap on your own accord, or maybe you're looking to buy the launch. But look, I've been observing things for a while now in crypto, and I have seen how DEX tokens perform. And it's actually crazy consistent. It's so consistent with many different examples. And the fact that we're looking at this one is another example. So typically they launch, and they usually do nothing for a while. Not all of them, right? The ones that are complete junk don't do it. But usually you'll see the DEX tokens go on at least one crazy parabolic rally. In this case, it went 27x in 42 days. Another example of a DEX token, ZF on ZK Sync. I've just observed this way too many times. Let's go look at the weekly time frame. So again, they kind of do nothing after launch. And then this one went 100x in 4 months, 119 days. Another DEX token, ALB. So launched, had some initial hype in the beginning, but again, did nothing for a long period of time. From the bottom to the top, it went 270x. And typically they don't tend to perform great after their first crazy run. That's synonymous with like all the DEX tokens. Zyber over here, little trip down memory lane. But anyways, this one launched in the bear market in 2023 on Arbitrum. But as you can see, it launched after the launch week, it sold off, and it ended up going 118x in 3 weeks. Let's look at Camelot while we're on the topic of DEXs. Camelot DEX as well. Not this one. It's Grail. We want to look at Grail. And this, we want to look at the version 2 chart, I believe. That's V3. Yeah, so this is the 2-year-old pair. So again, here's another one. This launched at the same time as Zyber Swap on Arbitrum, but this one had the whole, this is basically the Arbitrum Foundation launching a DEX and saying that it wasn't their DEX, okay? But anyways, you can see it launched, it did nothing for a few weeks, and then what did it do? This one went 20x in 56 days. So again, the point I'm making when it comes to these DEX tokens, I've observed many. They launch, maybe they sell off, maybe they do nothing, but then they usually pump like 20x to 100x. Okay, this is why I'm quite bullish on treble swap. I've observed this phenomenon many times on many different networks, different tokens, completely unrelated to each other. It's really weird how all the DEX tokens perform like identically. And they always go for a parabolic run as long as they're not complete garbage. Okay, so yeah, I think 100x plus is easily possible for something like treble, being that it's launching at a 260K market cap. Not financial advice, do your own research, buy it if you want to buy it. But if you want to know my mindset going into that launch, this is what it is. I've seen it time and time again. History does not repeat, but it often does rhyme. And it looks like we got a lot of super chats coming in. Let's see. So crypto LTP5, as well as Bob's my uncle. Did you check out Aeon and its dynamic tau plan? Yes, I have looked into it, Bob. I got a video coming out shortly on dynamic tau. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff is happening over there in that sector on tau. And I have looked into that one. Anyways, Monk says, why are you more skeptical on Sol rug pulls? Have you looked at the Solana blockchain? That's literally all that happens there. Yeah, it's because Solana is the rug pull blockchain. That's why. Anyways, crypto LTP5. He says, you've mentioned a lot of projects over the past 1.5 years. If you started today, what are your top 3 to 5 projects, quality, risk, reward, Cubic, Rio on the list? Yeah, so I mean, something like Cubic, for example, I just made a video like top 10 for 2025. There was a lot of new stuff in there, but Cubic for sure made the list. Now again, Cubic is the pick for building true AGI. And currently you're seeing a lot of these new AI coins pop up, and they're kind of spouting that narrative. Oh, we're building AGI, we're doing all this stuff. Cubic for sure is my pick when it comes to that particular narrative, that vertical in AI in crypto. So yeah, Cubic 100% makes the list. This is still one of my largest positions. Obviously it fluctuates along with the price. But yeah, Cubic for sure. Now Rio, on the other hand, I do still hold. Would this be my main pick right now for RWA? It's tough because all of the RWA coins are really not getting any attention or love at the moment. I do still think Rio is one of the better ones when it comes to the RWA narrative. Now the problem is that when Rio was, say, down here at 12 cents, and I was originally, basically speaking about it for the first times, the market was not flooded with RWA coins like it currently is. So the dilution thing is definitely real. But with that being said, I think Rio is one of the stronger picks out there. So yeah, in general, I don't have much negative things to say about those two. In terms of my other top picks, entries are very important, right? So it's tough now because it's pumped hard, but Griffin's currently one of my top picks. It's different being that, I made it a top pick 170% lower in price. So starting today, it's tough, right? And I've made that mistake in the past, right? Buying things, even though the coin's great, your entry price is so critical. It's so important, right? If you have a bad entry price, it's going to 100% completely affect how much gains you make on the coin, on the investment or the trade. So yeah, I mean, right now it's tough to just say, yeah, like go and buy these coins because prices are moving heavily. So yeah, that's two right there, I would say, with Cubic and Griffin. Tau for sure would be up there. I think having exposure to base would be wise, and I think a coin like Ski Mask Dog, there's not any givens out there, right? There's no such thing as free lunch. But if we're looking for a top meme on the base chain, my pick right now for the top meme, it's going to be Ski over Brett. Curious. So yeah, it looks like bullish divergence forming over here. But anyways, yeah, crypto LTP5. That's what I would say for three of them. But it really depends on the technicals, right? The technical analysis needs to line up with the fundamental analysis. Currently, you're going to have to top blast stuff if you want to buy some of these coins that are very good. You're going to have to be a top blaster and buy the tops of parabolic rallies. So that's quite tough, which is why it's like crypto is not easy. Life isn't easy, and crypto is not. Crypto's harder, I would say. So yeah, it's a very dynamic game, and it really does require you to be tapped in like all of the time. So when those good entries present themselves, you need to bite on them. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. And again, I do appreciate your super chat. And it looks like we got one from WatchMuse1 with a 199 super chat. I'm not sure what the question is, but I do appreciate it nonetheless. And we got one here from Bob's my uncle again. He says, no, my challenging AI XBT using on-chain data, not X. Yeah, so there's been a few new additions to that sector. You mentioned one here, no my. He says, I'm done now. I should look to join the mastermind. Bob, you're always welcome, man. But anyways, Black Magic Trading, what's the ticker for Treble? It's not live yet. It will be live on January 20th. Now, so AI XBT has proven that these AI agents that give out alpha, there's demand for them. Okay, so there's a lot of new ones launching. Bob just shouted out Nam AI by Virtuals. Recently, Griffin actually launched a similar one called Moby. And Moby is partnered up with Whale Alerts as well as Asset Dash. Let's close that. And it's basically using as well on-chain data, as you can see, powered by Asset Dash as well as Whale Watch Alert. And, they use on-chain data as well. And Moby is now an AI agent, getting a lot of attention, and a lot of people are shilling this coin right now. Keep that in mind. But anyways, Moby is also utilizing on-chain data. So AI XBT proved that there's demand for this stuff, and now we're seeing new ones pop up. Again, the dilution happens very quickly. It's not hard at all to to launch one of these things and market it as the next best thing. So it's going to come down to the information that they spit out. It looks like Moby is definitely in contention because of, who's behind it and things of that nature. And, it looks like something like Nam AI is also spitting out good information. So, Bob, good shout there. I will definitely look into this one further, as we know that there's demand for this type of token or product in the crypto market. This is what people want. So the price should appreciate alongside that demand, basic supply and demand stuff. And Rainer says Floyd AI is waking up. George Droid, they got some really great content coming out on their X account. If you guys haven't followed them on X, am I following them? Okay, not on this account. But anyways, yeah, some really good stuff coming out of the Floyd AI Twitter account. I highly recommend you guys to go follow this account and go watch some of their videos, because they got some really high quality production coming out. Again, they're using AI to raise awareness about police brutality. Really strong message that they're trying to purport here over at George Droid Floyd AI. So great meme coin, great message. But anyways, it's waking up, and it looks like it's following this particular sketch here and taking the vertical path higher. So that's cool to see. And one more, we got Watchman asking about quants. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Okay, so Quant is a technical analysis AI agent, and it looks like we got a bit of a symmetrical triangle forming here on the charts, lads. Pretty clear symmetrical triangle forming. So this thing gives pretty decent analysis. Can't knock it. And its current chart, well, it's bullish. It is bullish. Okay, so here's the initial all-time high price, and you can see how that's essentially being utilized as support currently. Let's make that orange. So yeah, the previous all-time highs have now acted. Previous resistance flipped into support. Price is coiling up here in this symmetrical triangle. I would be looking for it to continue to hold support levels around 10 cents down here, and I'd be looking for it to break out of this triangle and make new all-time highs. It's been really sideways. The chart's building up nicely. It's a nice organic build up here, and it looks bullish. It does. Low market cap too, 13 million, right? So there's room to push to 50 million, 100 million. Those are key milestones. And again, not many tokens make it past those levels, right? Like 50 million, 100 million, but many make it there initially. So there's a lot of money to be made, 100%. Anyways, guys, we've been live for an hour and a half tonight on a random Wednesday evening. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I certainly did. I really appreciate all of you guys being here, especially the 106 people that have smashed the like button. We have like 210 people watching. So over 100 of you guys haven't hit that like. Guys, do me a very big solid, a big favor, and smash that like button for me. Thank you very much. The support helps out a ton. It's not a big deal to just go hit the like button, but it goes a long way here for the channel, and I really do appreciate it. So hit that like button. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Have a great night. This is Connor from Crypto Empire signing out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the like button. Apply to the Mastermind if you like. And I'll see you all tomorrow right here at Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. Have a great evening.